Hey guys, welcome back to Overtime with ODEI. This is episode 3, and we're so excited that you're loving our little podcast and tuning in every week to see us talk about topics that matter to the campus, to the public, and to the generation and the students or whatever. So today here I have Mr. Leith. I
You're
have Maleeha back with us. I also have Mildred as always. Okay. And then I have Sarah who is back with us again. Hey, her. Okay, so today, I'm gonna let Sarah and Mildred do their thing because they have some like questions
What do
for
you
us.
have?
Who?
me?
Yeah. Oh, I keep pointing like they know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, because you know we in Zoom. Like, what are you talking about?
Okay, I have a would you rather. So,
All
Okay,
right.
you want to do? Oh, okay. I have most likely twos.
okay. Oh, most likely. Oh, okay. Different segment.
We can do
Okay.
like 5 of each.
5 of each.
Okay.
What?
I'm
the whole
doing
show.
one.
What?
That's the whole show.
Right.
I'm doing one. I'm just doing one.
Okay.
Wait,
Would you rather drink all the half-finished drinks in the bar, or eat all the half-finished food at the end of the night, and why? Let's go around. Oscar.
Is this appropriate for a day though?
Okay.
Like, I think we have some underage people here.
Yeah, I don't think it's.
You don't think it's appropriate?
I mean, I don't know.
No. Half-finished juice.
Oh, juice.
Okay.
Half-finished
Okay.
soda at the bar.
Well, that's not exciting. I'll say food because I'll be hungry.
Okay. You can eat off.
Wait. Hold on. Back. You talking about like half finished food?
Yes, like
Like-
people
like
bit off
people-
of and they left it at the table, or half-finished
oh,
drinks. People didn't finish their drink.
Never mind. No, you know what? I'm gonna stick with food because drinks, the cups. I don't know what people in the cups. They be spinning them and, or whatever. Yeah, nah. I'll stay.
Backwash.
How would they spit in their drink?
Right, what?
The backwash. The backwash. I'll stay with food.
Leif.
Different
Honestly-
utensils though.
Yeah, honestly, I was thinking the same idea as Oscar, because the food you can avoid from where they ate from, but the drinks you really can't. And like you're gonna drink the same liquid they drunk, and you don't know what people got. Like, you know what I'm saying, it's a bar. They can get STDs.
Maleeha.
Okay, so I can't eat touched food. I find it so like disgusting. Like, don't touch my food. So I definitely say the drink. I'll just like, I don't know, look for if there's any lip marks and try to like avoid
Lip
that.
marks. Do you eat off your family members?
No.
Really?
My mom be
Dog.
trying to get some stuff out of my plate all the time. And it's saying like a pet peeve that I have. Like, I have my plate. Like, don't touch what's in my plate.
Exactly.
Like, you got your own plate.
Y'all gonna think
Like,
this is
chill.
so disgusting.
That's nasty.
But when I was younger, my sister literally, she'd be like, "You don't want the gum anymore? The gum that I was chewing?" And she would take it from me and chew it.
Are you serious right now?
I'm so serious.
I'ma head out.
How old was she?
This was probably like when I was in middle school, and she was probably like middle school, high school. She'd be like, "You don't want it anymore? Just take it."
Nasty.
Sarah said drinking before, but she
Because
probably
when she drinks, it's a possibility they used a straw, so it's not like their mouth is all over it. Backwash. I don't know.
Well, let's move on to the most likelies.
I don't know. You're making me speaky, so I gotta. Okay. Most likely to become a gold digger.
Me. I mean, and I'll do it, and I'll do it. I will do it with honor too. I honestly,
Honor?
I will do it with honor because I mean, like, come on, like, I like my goal in life is to get a sugar daddy. Like, that's what I'm looking for.
Oscar, there's your answer. I don't think anyone else. Like,
Yeah.
Leif, I could see the possibility of him like
What?
texting
Yeah, I feel like I
an
could
older
see it.
lady.
Ever that. Never.
Mhm.
Double life.
No.
Never.
I'll definitely scam somebody. I'll definitely will scam somebody.
I can see Oscar doing it because he talks about it all the time.
He'd be like, "Yo, how y'all think I got this laptop?"
No, don't play with me. Never that.
I
But
need an
no,
Apple
that's
Watch.
you know what? Think about it. Would you rather just work for your life or be like, dependent on like, well, no, dependable. No, wait, what? How you say that?
Be dependent on someone else.
Yeah, that. Like think about it. Like that would be a move. Just like take care of me. I'll be in your mansion, and then you drive me around. Cook. You got a maid to cook for me. Like, and then you just buy me whatever I want, all the books I want. Like
A little kid.
I
Basically.
want.
And then the thing about sugar daddies, some sugar daddies don't want any like sexual relations with you. They will just like take you out to dinner for you
Y'all
to
seen
sit with
that?
them. What?
Something just moved in Sarah's background.
What?
Yeah, because I think somebody's with her. But yeah, so like that's what I'm saying. Some sugar daddies don't want no sugar. They just want some company, somebody to keep them company or whatever.
They
And
just
you
want
know
some
what? I'll do
company.
that.
Sounds
I'll
like
do
you've
that.
been doing your homework, Oscar.
I mean, you see it in TikTok all the time. Watch our last episode to learn more about internet and social media and TikTok.
Oh my gosh. Okay, one more question. One more.
One more.
Me or you?
You,
Oh, most likely to currently be an FBI agent undercover.
Leith.
Leith, that's what he wants to
That's
do.
his job.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's his dream job.
Doesn't he want
He wants to become a cop.
Oh,
The
cop.
cops. No, not
Episode
cop.
idea. Episode idea number 25.
Yeah, only Leith.
Only lay?
I will never work for the government. That's not something I would do. I mean, I think like become like a literary government person, I would do that. But like government, why? No, I'll split the tea.
What's this?
I'll go to the New York Times.
Oh, you'll be a whistleblower.
I'll be like, listen, this is what they do on the low. They be scamming. They be
Edward
trying to
Snowden.
take the poor people's money and give it to the rich. Yeah, I'll be that. I'll be that. I'll be very much that.
Edward Snowden.
Mm-hmm.
We should have an episode on that.
On what?
Whistleblowing. I like
We could.
Oh,
Episode idea number
okay.
26.
So the next topic is Megan Markle.
Oh yeah.
Oscar's gonna explain what has been going on. Green tea. He's gonna explain what has been going on.
Not the Arizona. How much you pay for that Arizona bottle?
There's pee in it.
What?
Y'all remember that whole scandal in like 8th grade? They were saying like it was pee in Arizona bottles.
Mm-mm.
No.
How much you pay for that Arizona bottle?
I honestly don't know. My mom got me it, but they're like $1 or something, $1.35.
Yeah, $1.35. Because they got the sugar tax in Philly. Episode idea number 27. They got the sugar tax. So a lot of people be fighting because I work in a bodega. And a lot of people be fighting and be like, it says $1 on the bottle. How you gonna be charging $1.35? I'd be like, listen, baby, Google Philadelphia's sugar tax and get yourself educated because don't play with me. Huh?
Bro, I remember when they passed that. I'm like, bro, what?
Mm-hmm. That sugar tax don't play. But hold up, let's get into this discussion. Hold on, let me take a sip of water. So don't come at me because I'm drinking off a plastic water bottle. Episode idea number 28. Let me stop. But today we're going to be talking about Megan Markle and the drama that has been going on with the palace and the system. And what do they call it? They called it it's not the system that they called it. They called it doing the interview, like they called it something else.
The corporation.
They call it the corporation. It was the firm. They call it the firm. So yeah, so that whole drama with the castle, the queen, and everybody in between. But yo, I could be spinning bars. But y'all know what happened. When was this happening? On Monday or on Sunday? I think it was Sunday.
It was Sunday?
I think it was Sunday.
Yeah, it was Sunday. Yeah. It was Sunday. And y'all know Megan and her husband, who's one of my wannabe sugar daddies. We don't want to talk about it. But they went with an interview with Oprah, and they had a whole interview about what the castle and the firm have done to them as royals and it's crazy. I mean, like just hearing the whole tea behind how they were treated and how like this like firm treats people like mental health issues and like people who just want to step away, like it's really like concerning. So we decided to just talk about it, and there's also a race discussion which I think we should touch upon because it's very interesting. But tell me what y'all thought about it. Did y'all watch the episode?
I watched clips from it. I feel like everyone has. Like I didn't watch the whole thing, but
Yeah, I honestly I was on Twitter and I was seeing a lot of people tweeting about it. I'm like, let me get on because y'all know I have cable. And I was like, let me get on. So I got on and I got the whole tea. I got my whole life together. And it was like 30 minutes in already. But it was when Prince, what's his name? Prince Charles? No, what's his
Prince
name?
Harry, right?
Harry.
Yeah.
There's too many princes.
Ginger is Harry.
Uh-huh. So, I got on like 30 minutes later, but it's whatever. But everybody has watched the clips or whatever.
Yeah.
Mm. You have something to say though, Leith. What's the
I
tea?
have a couple things to say actually, because like my whole thing is like I'm just confused how everyone is surprised that the family that conquered like 3/4 of the world is racist. The family that split up Africa, enslaved so many individuals, this, that, and the third is racist. Like they literally had colonies throughout Africa and the New World. How are you surprised that they're racist?
Right.
I don't think people are surprised generally. I
Just
mean, like some people like to call it surprise or whatever, but it's just like
shocked that
that it's
country
happening
that
like in 2021 or like 2020 when
Yeah.
this happened.
I was gonna say that like people just think like it's so modern day, 2021. Like how can this happen still?
Mhm.
well, someone said that the family is surrounded in a white bubble. Like it's been the same family interbreeding for generations. Like they never really like, you feel me, left the family. Like their mindset is so closed, and it took like what, Princess Diana to really open up the family.
Well, my question is, if the baby came out real brown, what y'all think would happen?
Oh my gosh. So my thing was with the baby thing, I'm like, come on, like Megan Markle is really like, she's not like she's like really dark. And then you got Harry, who's like really, you know what I'm saying, white and ginger, and like Megan Markle is not like her melanin is not that dark. It's like really like they're really concerned about the complexion of the baby.
I think it was gonna be a problem either way.
Yeah, I mean the baby was already stripped of his title and like all the security guards
Yeah.
were and everything, like, and that was before he was born. So like mother skin tone, like what
But it really makes me think like if that baby did come out darker, what were they gonna do?
They would have done the same thing because
Yeah.
like what they did, it was like the
take the
most
title away.
yeah, it was the utmost like disrespect to like take off the title of like a prince because at the end of the day he's still Prince Harry's son.
You know how much trauma that baby's gonna go through? Like it's going through so much right now, and it's like barely even 1 year old. It's like, what the hell?
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just like a whole like explosion from like the firm. I like that they call it the firm though. But yeah, so like it's just very interesting. Like the way I mean, it's messed up. Even like the mental health stuff that she was talking about, because like y'all saw that she said that she was like at a point like so low that she was about to take her own life. And that had me shocked. I was just like, wow, like that's how they treated over there at the royal palace. I was like, okay.
And then she said she didn't leave like.
What happened?
And they weren't about to do anything either. They said that's a bad look on us. So.
I mean, because there's also like a lot of pressure. Like you're the center. Like when you're gonna be like, let's say, like president of the United States, you're only in the spotlight for what, 4 to 8 years. Right. Like look at Barack Obama. He's over there in Chicago chilling. I mean, he's still in the spotlight because we know Obama. Everybody knows Obama in the United States, but he's over there chilling. He gets to take a break. But like these royal people, they don't take a break. They're like in this job for like the rest of their lives.
Right.
So it's just, and then it's like a lot of weight. So like the fact that they don't have any like mental health, like let's say department or whatever in the castle for these people who are entering the family, like Meghan and Kate, even though Kate, shady. Um,
Ooh.
we're not gonna talk about Kate.
You think it
but
was made the skin comment?
She said she didn't want to damage their reputation. 1, 2, it was someone higher up. So
it was one of them.
it could be
I
Kate
don't
or
know.
Charles.
It was definitely. I think it was Harry's father. But we're not gonna
Charles.
talk about it.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
I
he
feel
just
like
gave
it
me
was
very
him too.
sus.
I mean, like
He's very sus.
for them to leave the palace, like if it was Kate, like come on, a female should. It's like they would have been going back and forth. They would have been petty with each other, la da da. But if it was like her own father-in-law, like I feel like that would have struck home even more. So I feel like it was Charles.
Yeah, and because he wasn't talking to him, he wasn't picking up the phone calls while they
Yeah.
was in Canada.
Shade.
It was very shady. The house down. But yeah, that mental health issue was very also like a whoa, like that's how they treat it over there. So that's very concerning. But the whole episode was very concerning overall.
The whole tabloids thing and the news thing, that's another point that Harry brought up. He said that as a man and as a father, he felt like it was right to leave the firm and go to the US and Canada because he felt like that the tabloids would just get to his family and like they're just too much and he wanted some
They will
privacy.
spin like this story.
Yes, everything's about a story. It's all lies, lies, and lies. And he just wants to protect his family at the end of the day.
Yeah, the media and like the stories that they like unraveled to like make the people think like certain things is very concerning. That's a whole another episode idea 29.
Oh my god.
But you know, like the media be really out here trying to spin their own stories about situations that are out here. And like sometimes you gotta think like, are we getting really the full story? Because even Megan said like she was getting accused about like making Kate cry or something when it was the reverse. When she was saying it's like, no, if anything, she made me cry. And so like the media was running off with this whole idea. So you gotta think about sometimes, like, damn, these newspapers and like media, like, are they, not giving us the full story sometimes? They want to make it more dramatic than it seems. So episode idea 29.
And actually, adding on to what you were saying, Oscar, Megan even said that the news, that the outlets, they don't report the news, they make the news. Because there was a whole nother thing where I don't know if you watched that part about her father, how like the tabloids like they've tracked her father down, they got his address, and like they moved in next to him, and then like little by little like they befriended him and like they got him to work against her.
Wow.
I saw that.
They kept the story till like the Sunday before their wedding or something.
Yeah. Like they found out like a month before.
Yeah,
and they married like 3 days before their actual wedding, like in secret. Like she mentioned that. Everybody was shook.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah, those memes were so funny though.
What?
Like, they were worried about Archie's skin when.
Oh yeah, I saw that meme.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I saw that.
Homie walking
I saw
down
that.
around like
but who is that one? Because I get confused. He's the father.
Yeah.
He's the father? Oh no, he's the queen's husband.
Is it Philip? I thought that was Philip. I don't even know who Philip. The queen has a husband?
The queen has a
Bring her in the podcast.
the queen's husband. I'm cracking up. Yeah, I think that's the queen's husband.
Oh.
Because Prince Harry's father
is Prince.
He's kind of pretty. He's giving very sugar daddy vibes.
What?
But yeah. Well, we don't talk to him because he's canceled.
We knew.
Yeah. So let me tell you something. That Prince Harry's father, I forgot his name, but he's a player. He's a player because that whole drama with Princess Diana, he cheated on her or something. Like he had a side on. The one that
I saw that when she went. They're actually, what the heck? At their actual wedding day, when they're walking down the aisle, Diana is like looking in the crowd, looking to see if that girl showed up, and she showed up to the wedding.
Yeah, the girl that he's made, isn't it the woman that he's married with now? Like the one he cheated with Prince Diana.
tea.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of drama behind that. He was cheating on her.
E.
The tea.
Hmm. But yeah, we could get into that too, like how Harry was saying, like he honestly, like he saw a lot of red flags like at his time with Megan in the castle in the firm or whatever. And he was like, when he went to Africa or something, he had like an epiphany. It was like, oh my God, history is like repeating itself.
And
Because when Princess Diana went to Africa too, that's when like everything started to like unravel for them in the 80s, or was it the 70s? I don't know. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm not cultured, but don't come at me. Don't cancel me.
90s.
But then he was like, like I'm scared that history's gonna repeat itself, and that's why he left. Like one of the reasons why they left was because of that. That the queen was about to do some shady stuff and be like, no, we don't like Megan. So we're gonna like conspiracy theory get her in a car accident. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question.
What's the question?
So we can go around and everyone can share their part, but when was the first time to when you can remember when y'all realized like, oh, skin color is a thing, like people have a problem with this, like from an early age? What was the first thing I remember?
As a white Latino or whatever, I would never, I've never like in my young years, like ever have to question my skin color and my position in like in the public because of the privileges that I have because of my white skin. The first time that I, had some consciousness about like people being treated differently because of their skin color was when I came to America. That was when I was 9. And then just learning that history. Even though there was like that history, there's racism in Dominican Republic where I'm from.
Trujillo.
Yeah, and all of that. But I honestly like the racism of Trujillo and DR. You talk about him, people still idolize him. And I grew up in a household that he was idolized. Is this idea of like him being this like person who brought this peace to the nation that is not found today. Like this is like statement that goes around, be like, you could sleep in the Trujillo era, you could like sleep with your door open, nobody's gonna come in. And people talk about that, and they don't like talk about the 30,000 or more Haitians that he killed because of their skin color. But no, when I came to this country and I learned about the history about racism, that's when I started having a consciousness about people being treated differently because of it.
Okay. Next is Leith.
Me? Oh, like race?
Yeah, like not just you, but like other people. Like you seem,
Well, for me, I was raised in North Philly, so I went to school with an obviously diverse neighborhood. So like I grew up around Hispanics, African Americans, and other Arabs. So like honestly, I didn't really didn't affect me. But like honestly, I feel like Arabs are just like Hispanics. Like the lighter you are, the better you are. Like the purer you are. So like going back to like my country and like visiting, it's like there's a section like where the darker Arabs are, like the darker Arabs are, like they're pushed away to the side, like closer to the cliff. So it's like they're just like ostracized from society. So yeah, like when I was 12.
Okay. Interesting. Maleeha?
So I have like a similar story to Leith's. I grew up in Philly too, so I didn't really like experience any sort of like colorism or racism in schools because my schools were pretty like diverse, but definitely like as a South Asian, I am Bengali, so it's more so in the family that I experienced like colorism, not necessarily my parents, but like aunts and uncles. Like it's just whenever I would go back home, it's like, oh my God, you got so dark and this and that. It's like the first time I experienced like I was like, damn, like even my own family members like kind of like look at you below because you're like, a little darker. So that was really messed up, and it's still a thing now. So
Interesting. Very interesting. Sarah?
Mildred's like, I could write a whole essay on this.
No, I was just gonna agree. Like colorism is such a thing in the Indian community.
Oh yeah.
I
I read about that too. There's this book called Caste, and the caste system in India is a big thing, right?
Like, yeah, even if I was like going outside like as a young age, they'd be like don't go out too long, like you're getting too dark. And I'm like, okay. Or at like recess at school, like all the Indians, they would like hold up their hand, and like the darkest one was like the ugliest one. I was usually the darkest one. I was like, cool. And I didn't even know like Fair and Lovely is such a normal thing.
Is that skin bleach?
Yeah, that white skin thingy, like
such a normal thing. And I didn't know it was a problem. Like I obviously knew it was a problem, but I didn't know it was like because people lather that on like it's like Nivea cream. And then I remember in like high school that we were playing a skin bleaching video, and everyone around me like audibly gasped, and I was like, oh, it's actually crazy.
For me, when I grew up, I went to public school, all Black kids. It was like that one white girl, she would always get bullied. But then when I went to MBA for high school, it all shifted around because it was all Hispanics. And it was kind of like, you know, sprinkle of Black people here. But there was this boy, he was Dominican. For some reason, y'all, I cannot tell y'all, he hated me. Like, when I say he hated me from the second I walked in, like he would literally come up to me, he'd be like, you understand you're Black? Like he'd be like, imagine being with a Black girl. Like he would just
hated you because of your skin color?
Yes. Like
was he light like me, Dominican, or like
more somewhat. Yeah.
He was a little darker than me?
A tiny bit. Yeah. But he would just like every time, like y'all, if he did not see me on a school day, it's like his anger will build up. And the next time he saw me, like, but then it never got to me though. That's the crazy thing. I was really young, but it never got to me because for some reason it seemed like he liked me in a way, if you get what I mean. Like there was the effort for me. It was the effort. Like he really
it was the flirting through racism for me.
He hated me, but it was the effort. Like he would see me, he'd be like, he'll just like sit next to me and be like, wow, like you're dirty. Like it was just like, sheesh.
Kids.
But
wait, would you say anything back to them?
Literally nothing. I would say his name, but he still follows me, right?
John, let me stop.
He follows me on Instagram now, and
Santiago.
He recently found me on Instagram, and it's like, he watches all my stories first. He doesn't. It's like really weird. Like I don't know. It's just
and like that brings like bad memories to you because you're talking about it now, and it clearly affected you.
Yeah, well, it didn't, but it did. Like it was just kind of like, but yeah, that's kind of when I noticed like, and I remember I met one of my best friends in MBA, and she was Puerto Rican, and I think someone told her like, oh, I thought you were Mexican at first, and she thought that was so offensive, and I never understood why. Like I was just like, and all the Mexicans in MBA, they were like treated like trash. And it's just like, y'all all speak Spanish. Like I just never even knew when I went to MBA that there was like that type of divide. And like, it was just crazy seeing, and then, you know, like the Black people. And I noticed that if the Black girls would get pregnant at a young age at MBA, it's kind of like catch up on your work. You don't know the baby dad. But if a Hispanic girl was pregnant, oh, what's his name? Like, it's kind of like, it was like really different. Like, but then at the same time, there was always those racist teachers that treated all of us horribly. And it kind of makes me think like,
you're gonna have to send
at
some
the end
emails.
of the day, yeah, it's a whole
I
thing.
have a whole episode on racism, honestly.
Episode 30.
It was kind of just like, for the boy who used to bully me, I used to think like, that one racist teacher looks at all of us as minorities. So who are like, I'm confused.
When you call a Latinx, I say a Dominican Mexican or a Puerto Rican Mexican, they get angry. They be like, no, I'm not Mexican, because what's in the media so much? It's about Mexican. This is the Mexican narrative of like crossing the border and be associated with crime and be associated with drugs. So that's why they be like, no, I'm not Mexican, because they're afraid to be seen as inferior and being like, given this narrative of like, you're the criminal and you're the problem.
Yeah.
So that all like trickles down to that, like not being seen as like lower than, but it's a problem. And Toni Morrison calls it as like race, like people who practice racism have like a serious problem. She says that like the fact that you're you have to have somebody on their knees to stand tall. That's a serious problem that you have.
Before, like, I remember my brother, he used to always tell me, like, you really can't blame some of these kids for like how they are because it all starts in the home and stuff. But then as I grew older, I'm just like, you're too old. Like, when do you start thinking for yourself? Like, because that's so true. Like, a lot of the kids at MBA, it's their parents that's kind of like instilled that in their brain. But it's kind of like, there are literally some kids in college who still have that mindset. And it's just like,
yeah, at some point you have to stop blaming the household and start unlearning those things.
it's a generational curse.
Yeah. So that's why, like, I personally try to read books outside my own culture, because as like a person living, I said this before to somebody, I don't know who, but as a person living like in a human space in the public, I don't want to travel this world with like set stereotypes that I'm not conscious of, that I'm not taught in the household. But these books, they try to expose me to different cultures, and that way I can be more and travel this world in a more like, not problematic way and offend nobody, because that's never my intention. So definitely that some people needs to stop unlearning their racism that happens in the household, because I personally, my own household, we're all, as I mentioned, we're all white Dominicans, and there is racism. There's a lot of colorism and a lot of like backlashing or whatever. But what I do now is I try to set and call things out. And that's what people need to do more. Like, stay with your family and like try to help them unlearn these like racist behaviors or behaviors that are problematic against women, because that usually happens a lot in Dominican culture as well. And even mental health like discussions that are very important. But yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why, like, I hated Maine, the idea of Maine campus, because I know a Zoom would never look like this one. Like, look, everyone is literally different in this Zoom right now. And I know in Maine, I'm gonna be on Zoom and see the same fair skin. And like, I don't even want to get into that, because that's
a whole different.
I have to cut it out. But it's like, I don't know. It's just so problematic over there.
Is it anxiety?
Ruth tells me about it all the time. And it's like, where's the safe spaces?
Where is the safe spaces? Yeah, that's a real issue. I could never, honestly could never. I will call it out. Like, I'm not the one. Y'all know me. I will call it out. Like, I ain't got no red. Like, I'll start a fight. But no, that's crazy.
It's all about educating.
Yeah, I mean, and also, like you said, a lot of people like are in college and they still have like these like ideas and like stereotypes and like practice these things of like, you're inferior than me because of something dumb as gender or sexuality or race.
Like these Zoom bombings, like, grow up. Let me
Yeah, and
stop before they Zoom bomb us.
I mean, like, yo, and that's crazy to me too, that people like actually do Zoom bombings. Like when Anissa told me, I mean, was telling us like in the meeting, I was just like, what? Like, you're that petty to go on, like, you're that bored to go on a Zoom and hack it and go in there and start saying all these derogatory things. Like, what does that do to you as a person? I mean, like,
my job is done. Like,
yeah, so it's just like.
Did you guys remember pre-COVID there was an event? Oscar, I think you were there.
Please do not remind me.
Mildred, you were there.
Yeah,
I hated that.
What are they called? The Christian supremacists? Something
no,
like that.
No. It was an actual like event.
I still follow him.
Yes, yeah. It was a day. It was the same day as we went to the
retreat.
Yeah, it was.
I sat in the front row.
I was in the back.
So weird. It was so weird. Like,
what happened?
Well, Sarah and Maleeha are kind of confused. So you guys want to like explain?
Okay.
This guy named Monty, I think, but he's like a motivational speaker, and he came in and he was talking to us, and basically he was like, he asked a question, and he was about to tell his past, and he was like, when you look at me, would you think my mom was a crackhead? And obviously everyone's going to be like, no, because how do you see that through someone? Right. But there was this white boy on the side. He was like, yes.
Oh, mind you guys, Monty is black.
Yes.
Just for clarification.
The white boy said yes. And he was like, when you look at me, you think that? He's like, yes. And he was just like, okay, I like you. We'll talk later. And like throughout the whole thing, like the white boy was just like shaking his head no. Like it was just like
He was in the wrong place.
Being serious?
yeah.
No, like yeah, he was like openly racist. Like he was really
Yeah.
against Monty. Like he was like, no, what? Nah. Like, you think you're better than me? Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Do you think I'm inferior because of my skin, of my melanin? Yeah. And we were like, whoa, what the fuck?
It was just so awkward. Like, I'm like, why are you at this event? You look mad. But it's just stuff like that. Like, I don't know. What did you think? Like, I don't know. I don't know. It's angry.
I mean, for me, honestly, I'd rather have that kind of person. Like personally, I would rather have someone be openly racist than like closed and like like bickering in the back.
That's more
like,
dangerous though.
Keeping it in your head. It to an extent, bro. Like for me, I don't know. It's just I want to know that someone doesn't like me. And you feel me? I don't want that.
I mean, that's what we all. Well, that's all what everyone wants, right? But like, I think that's more dangerous. The hidden ones.
The hidden one,
exactly. There's a time and place for everything. Is my point. Like.
But yeah, as you were saying, like, what was the point of you going to this event? Like, what does that do to you as a person? Like, do you feel yourself as an activist? Even like these white supremacists in like the Capitol, like in the beginning of January, what does that do to them? Like, to say, like, go into these like Capitol and thinking that they're doing something great, and they're gonna be remembered in history for really, uprising or whatever. And I'm like, oh, you're doing it for a bad purpose. You're not gonna be remembered for doing good things. You're doing it for bad things.
Like, I don't know.
It's just the way like some people were raised. Sorry.
Yeah, and it's our education problem.
Time and place. Like he could have went up to him after the thing and be like, hey, like I don't like black people, but like, have a discussion or something. But like, I don't know. There really is a time and place for everything. I don't know. It's just.
Well, he did it to be ignorant. Obviously, he grew up in a household that was very right-wing, very conservative. And obviously, if he's that comfortable to say that in a school, in a university.
I mean, like, I wouldn't expect anybody nowhere else.
Yeah. Like, to be honest. Y'all know, what is it called? Common Ground, I think. Y'all know those Jubilee videos?
Yes.
Yes. And like, it's like people like pro-choice or stuff, and they sit down and then they like, if we could do something like that at MBA, I said MBA at Penn State, I feel like it would be really interesting, like to sit down and have a discussion on why people feel the way they feel, instead of people just being ignorant and like Zoom bombings and coming to events. Like, can you sit down and shut up and listen? Like,
one of the explanations of why Trump was in office, because white people started feeling as the inferior race, and even though Biden won, there were 55% of white women who voted for him this time around, which was higher than the last time that he was elected, which is crazy. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's why I think the problem with this is like white folks who have like these big ideas is because they feel like they're the oppressed group.
Yeah, or even I feel like a lot of white people can't go into the discussion of white privilege because they feel like
attacked.
Yeah, and it's just like, it's all about feeling like they think someone's coming for them, and it's just like, no, honey, this is reality. Like, that's
good. Because at the end of the day, police, if I'm driving, a police cop would not stop me because of my race. They would not do that. I would like shoot me or whatever. My life would not be in danger compared to someone who's like darker skin color than me. So it comes down to like acknowledging those privileges and how you can like become like a better ally. I hate the ally word because like it's so like you misuse sometimes. Mm-hmm. It's just like how you become I guess I'll use the ally word, an ally, to see how you can help bring down these like systems and like in your everyday life, even though they're not like grand. That's my idea. This is dying. My computer is dying, y'all.
We have one more would you rather question to end on a good note.
Bro, it's 51 minutes.
Answer fast.
All right.
Would you wait? Okay, sorry, started off wrong. Wake up in the middle of a good dream every time and not be able to fall back to sleep, or never be able to wake yourself up from a nightmare.
The dream, obviously.
Yeah.
You never be able to fall back to sleep.
All
Yeah,
right,
but at least we'll have some sleeping.
content, right? I'm cool with like an hour or two.
Yeah, that's you, Leith, who only have like 30 minutes of sleep and you fine with it.
I hate waking up in the middle of a good dream though. Like I feel like that's one of the I want to punch somebody after that.
Well, I read something in this book that said like if you having like a good dream and you wake up, make sure that you go back to sleep in like the same position that you woke up in.
Oh, and it,
Oh wait,
you might
speaking
tap
of
back
dreams,
in.
Yeah.
speaking of dreams,
Hold
you
Yeah.
guys hear-
on.
Yeah. I read that in the novel though. I don't know if it's for real though. But I read it in the novel. I haven't tried it, but yeah. So let's say you're on your side, make sure you go back in that side to go back into that dream.
Basically pressing pause, but then there isn't. Okay.
Yeah. Make sure that you're in
Wow.
the same position that you woke up in.
But yeah, speaking of dreams, Japan there's a company in Japan that's actually working on a machine that could record your dreams.
How's that work?
Interesting.
Interesting.
I just want to know how that's gonna
I
work.
mean, episode 31 idea.
Oh my gosh.
Dreams. Like, do you guys know that like we don't know where these like why dreams happen?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
That's one of the big questions of life.
no scientific explanation.
Episode idea 31. Thank you so much for being here with us today, talking about Megan Markle and the race discussion that happened in the episode with Prince Harry and their son and Megan. That's very important to discuss. This Loki turned out to be also a important episode about race and how we should be better. You know what I'm saying? So please stay tuned and come back. We're gonna be here next week and probably the week after that. Yeah, know we have episode every Monday. Around 3 is gonna be published. So stay tuned. Please hit that subscribe button down below. Click that bell notification so you can get all these notifications, baby.
Like,
And
comment,
yeah, go
and
ahead.
subscribe.
There you go.